Do you guys know what?
What?
I forgot the thing.
By God.
Hold on, we're going to do the thing. Here it goes.
We made it.
I was a little rusty there. I missed the intro.
Well, if I don't get my intro video, I can't start the show.
I know.
So thank
We
you.
once did an entire show and Ricky had to restart it.
That's right. The 59th minute.
Yeah, something like that.
Oh, well, good to see you guys in the flesh.
Yeah.
It's been a minute.
That I sterilized the entire basement
Thank you.
just for you.
Thank you.
Took a whole week to do it. That's why we took last week off.
That's right. We had to call in fumigators.
Yeah.
Yeah, cool.
Yeah, they actually put one of those tents over Chad's whole house
Yeah.
like they did in Breaking Bad.
Threw a couple of bombs in here.
And now his dogs can talk.
Indeed.
Timmy,
Hey.
you got quite the jersey there.
I know. I'm not going to get to wear this much longer, I think.
You think?
Yeah.
Think he's out you think they're getting rid of him at some
In the
point?
off season for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's gone.
Who are you talking about?
Luis
Robert.
Oh, I see.
The one and only.
Baseball.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Where's he going?
Don't know.
Detroit.
I'm not sure I care.
How many how many wins have the White Sox hit so far? But don't answer that.
Adam. Oh, it's a 101.
Boys and girls at home and kids in the gallery, let's go!
Hello, Pack-A-Maniacs, and welcome to another episode of Pack to the Future. I'm your host, Ricky, a.k.a. Mr. eBay. And I'm joined by my co-host and partner in crime, Dr. Chad.
Someone call for a doctor?
How you doing, Doc?
I'm good, buddy.
And he's got the eBay itch, ladies and gentlemen. Please welcome Dr. Tim.
Here we go, baby. Prepare to be underwhelmed.
Well, we've got two components to this week's show.
Yes.
Chad's ready for two. Ricky's ready for two. Tim?
I'm working on it.
Yeah!
Max is fired up. He's ready for it.
So
Oh, there he goes.
we are going to reveal our cards that we submitted for PSA. We covered the cards that we were submitting just a couple months ago.
Yes.
But before we get to that, we're going to draw this out. The National Sports Card Convention wrapped up, a week ago?
Yeah. Yeah.
And the three of us did not make the trip this week, but we watched a lot of it, I think, between the three of us.
Yeah.
And I think we've got some lessons learned from the National.
I think so. Lessons learned by not going to the National.
By not going.
Mm-hmm.
Did you, before we jump into that, Chad, do you have any show-related announcements?
Yes, no new iTunes reviews. However, we do encourage people to go over to iTunes. Please give us a 5-star rating, leave us a nice little review, and it will warm our hearts. Additionally, just a reminder for people, you can visit our website, pttfpodcast.com, where you can view our YouTube videos, listen to the podcast, and even go on over to our affiliates before you go shopping on eBay. Click that PTTF affiliate link, do your shopping as planned, and we get a little kickback in the process, and it's all free for you.
Yes.
And we really appreciate it. So that's pttfpodcast.com.
Thank you. And Chad has worked incredibly hard to get our YouTube up and running. You can catch us live Thursdays, 7:45 most weeks, 7:45 Mountain. But even if you miss the show, it goes right to the live tab immediately, the recorded show. You can catch it if you're late at all, anytime over the weekend. It's a great companion piece as well to listen to the show, because we often have aids, or we're like today, we're looking at all our PSA grades, and they it's helpful to see it.
Like visual aids.
Yeah, Tim can make
visual aids. You're talking to two medical professionals.
Yeah.
Like, hey, we often have aids. I was like, Tim, like, I missed the thread on the
just
text.
double checking that I heard right. I mean,
Tim has a thing he can do where he like closes his eyes and gives like this look, and it like shuts me down.
Yep. Well, it's because it's
It hypnotizes
disgust.
me. Yeah,
That's Tim's look of disgust, that he is so distraught
he is
over something you've done that he can't even vocalize it.
Yeah, and
or keep my eyes open. Yeah.
he has spent over 40 years perfecting that look.
It's like Cousin Eddie. It sends him into a seizure.
So true. Well, and I have to admit, I did think all day, hey, you should text him and remind him that we've got
a show.
We've got a show coming
Show
up,
number one, yes.
and
a podcast that we do,
and a segment to prep for, and to make sure he did it. But I was like, nah, it'll be way more fun if he's not prepared.
I just knew it was a mail day, and I brought other cards for a mail day.
You did,
and then you put out like some 8-page itinerary.
Yeah,
pulled an
seriously, man. He's
audible
got a
on
whole
3 different
thesis
sections, and I think we have show topics until like 2025.
This is great.
Yeah.
That way we don't skip any more weeks.
Because I panic over the show. Do you have topics? Do you have topics? I need topics.
We don't suffer from anxiety at all.
No, no.
I'm going to work on removing Maxwell from the studio.
Uh-oh.
He's struggling today. He's got a little case of the barks.
Yeah. No, we love Maxwell. He makes all sorts of great points.
Mm-hmm.
Better points than I make.
So should we get a little music going? Or before we dive into, I completely forgot. Sorry. We have an update to the Ainge Shrine.
Yes. We're going to need to play that on loop.
Okay.
And you're going to need Pat for a second because I got to change around this camera.
Yeah. So the Danny Ainge Shrine. Tim, do you want to give an explanation of what this is?
It is constantly being updated by a search ad over there.
Yeah. It is a
bird.
Danny Ainge card.
Yeah.
Soaking.
It's now been soaking for 2 months, I believe.
At least.
Yeah.
Has to be.
Yeah. How's that looking over there?
We do have an update.
Yeah.
As you can see here on the YouTube channel, we've added a little something here. I managed to pour some Dewar's scotch, the scotch I hate the most in the world, into the bottom of this and keeping him soaking. But also, you will notice I have created a one-man centipede with a straw going directly from the Dewar's into Danny Ainge's face hole into the card directly.
Yes.
And lastly, to remind Danny Ainge of the wrong he did to Donovan Spida Mitchell.
Yeah.
I found 2. Hit that thing one more time.
It's coming.
2 dead spiders out of my yard and put the spiders in the bottom of this beaker.
Yes.
So he can have some nasty Dewar's mixed with Spida going directly up that straw right into his face hole in a one-man centipede.
Yes.
That's getting intense,
This
man.
is the best edition we've had to date. You've got to check this out on YouTube.
This is like an episode of one of those Australian like wildlife outdoor challenges.
Yeah.
It's like, I want to get bit by this garden spider from Chad's backyard.
Yeah.
See what hurts more.
Yep.
The centipede or the spider.
And maybe next week we'll see if we can get an extra bend into that straw and connect it directly to his rectum.
That's what I was hoping
From
for.
face to rectum.
If I'm honest, that's what I need to see. That's what I'm needing.
Mm-hmm. This is a slow torture process. And there we go. That's Danny Ainge.
Hell
ladies
yes.
and gentlemen.
Now, do you have any thoughts pertaining to Ainge you want to share today, or do you want to wait?
I gave some thoughts a couple weeks ago as I fixed my camera.
You did.
No.
Okay.
Except not to Ainge, but to all yous out there.
Yeah.
Just as a nice reminder that Donovan Mitchell signed that extension, that each and every one of you told me he wanted signed.
Oh, wait. He's playing for a big team like New York or LA, right?
Oh, yeah, sure.
Miami?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, nailed it.
Yep. So,
No, he's playing for fucking Cleveland.
Screw all you guys.
Sorry.
I'm not bleeping that.
That's fine.
Do we get one?
Yeah,
Yes,
we get
We
one.
get one.
And if we don't, we're sorry.
No, yeah, I'm not sorry.
I don't think any of the YouTube censors care about our channel.
Nah, I don't think so.
No. Yeah, weird. He signed with a small market team. Weird.
Yep.
So if he signed with a small market team, why was the National held in Cleveland?
We're gonna get to that.
Oh, okay.
Thanks for the lead in, Tim.
Yeah, you're welcome.
That's good.
Let's bring this mood up a little, huh?
Probably needed.
So, how many lessons did you learn about not going to the national, Chad?
Oh, I learned 3 different categories of lessons.
Oh,
Whoa.
and I have a top 10 lesson list.
Oh, very good.
What?
Tim, what do you have?
Bunch of overachievers.
Let's let Tim start. So everyone here really thinking about this show.
Yeah.
We really wanted to give you, for someone who didn't go, we're 3 of the few in the hobby, it seems like didn't go to this show.
Yeah.
But perhaps what we learned from almost a FOMO perspective about this and viewing it from afar, what we saw.
Yep.
And there's no one to give better insight and perspective on something he didn't do
Than Dr. Tim.
than Dr. Tim.
Hit him with it, Tim. Wow.
You know, you could say this is more of like a learning adjacent from a FOMO adjacent podcast host.
Yeah.
Podcast host. Yeah.
Okay.
Who's like loosely associated but adjacent to sports currently. So
I don't know what he just said.
Yeah.
Neither do I. If I could.
Did you just black out? Tim?
there was a lot of adjacents and left turns just to see if you were on your toes there. Yeah. I think I ended up in Cleveland after that.
Well done.
Oh,
No.
very well.
But no, I mean, I've been paying attention to social media at least, and I would say the general mood and the general response to the national was like 92% negative, with the occasional like 8%. Hey, I picked up this cool card. Usually from one of the people that are hawking cards and like buying cards and jacking the price up 30%. And like, hey, all these cards are available that I picked up at Cleveland.
Right. Yeah. No, that's a good point. Very good point.
Yeah.
You know what's interesting? I just to round out my research, just Googled it, the sports card convention 2024, and I said reviews. I tried everything.
Oh, yeah.
I couldn't find. I found one negative thing about it.
One.
It was hard. You have to dive into the hobby groups.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yep.
Social media.
Yeah.
But even Reddit, I struggled to find anything.
Wow.
So there was a lot. I was off of work last week and I really considered going, like kind of last minute going.
Wow.
But I heard everyone talk about how poor of a layout Cleveland was.
Yeah.
And so ultimately I never followed through with it. But being off work last week, I did just have Instagram stories rolling on my phone. So as I'm on the treadmill or just doing stuff on my computer, I just had it going. There was a lot of negative and a lot of people leaving reviews on Instagram.
Yeah.
Talking about it there. People were not happy. If you go and listen to Kyle's podcast,
Yeah.
he had Ross Behrman on.
The nicest man alive.
Seriously, the nicest man alive. I've never heard the man say something negative before.
Until now.
Until now. And it's not like he was bashing things. Like he brought receipts for everything he said. And it sounded like the format of it is just kind of miserable.
Yeah. That would be the key term I would use. Misery.
Yeah.
But do you want to dive into yours
Yeah, sure. Tim, you done?
lessons first?
I'm just trying to, wet everybody's whistle for what's to come. I'm done.
And the bell's broken.
Yeah.
3 categories, guys. First of all, the cliche things that everyone said on Instagram. Guys, the market is strong.
Yes, it is.
I feel that we have to say that on this podcast.
Yes, it is.
The hobby is alive and well.
Oh,
The hobby is thriving.
I've never heard those terms.
And
ever.
the industry is booming right now.
Yeah. Fire.
We know that's happening.
What's the word you used to always say? Sick, not sick. Nasty.
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 That's a nasty.
Nasty.
patch.
Yeah.
Okay, but some observations that I had. Trade nights. What in the world has happened with trade nights?
Dude.
Yeah.
So let's have some real talk about trade nights for a few minutes.
Okay.
The most fun I have had in the card hobby is with a well-organized trade night that I've talked about at length at the Dallas Card Show.
Mhm.
Also, Tim, with you last year, having impromptu trade nights on the hotel floor,
Mm-hmm.
hanging out with our friends.
Mm-hmm.
The lines that I saw of seemingly thousands of people to get in not only to the show, but also to trade night, get out
No.
of here.
Yeah.
Like, what are we doing? Or we're just opening the floodgates without any rhyme or reason. And I think it's completely horrendous. I would have to think that the number of people that are actually having a good hobby experience with this is so low that if we truly want to do this, it should be completely revamped.
Yeah.
People on Instagram talked about how live auctions for higher end cards used to happen at trade nights. Think about if you had some sort of organized, you've got a big screen up there and say, hey, this person's trading or selling a card. Let's do an auction right here.
Mm-hmm.
That would be insane.
How much fun would that be? Even if you weren't
ton of fun.
participating, just to watch.
Just to watch, like some big, like Probstein or like, Ken Golden auction, right? And
Yes.
just have the high ballers in the hobby just going after each other.
It would be so much fun. Or say that at the beginning of this entire national that they have groups of teams, or say like, hey, at 8:30 at night, we're going to do an NFL for this year kind of centered auction where even if you had stuff you wanted to sell, there's some organization to it. So you know what to expect.
Separate locations even, like, I mean, Cleveland clearly showed that it could not handle the capacity. I mean, those reels that I saw of just people in the trade night line. I mean, there was no saving the experience there. I mean, like, what was your hope, right? Like, if you stood in that line, what was your hope for any kind of return for the time spent standing?
I mean, what do you get? Maybe a t-shirt.
Yeah.
And you're just having a hobby experience, but we can make this better. Why not have separate locations, separate nights that have somewhat of a
theme?
I keep going back to theme, but I don't know what's the right word for it. Let's use it though. So say that we have a football-centric modern card trade night.
Yeah.
And you can filter out a good portion of people. And I know that people collect multiple sports, but at least have some organization where you filter out people so that the volume is not as high so people can actually have an enjoyable experience.
Well, and as an honorable mention to my list, and to your point, I think you could spread it out across multiple locations across the city. The one of the pieces of research I found, there evidently was a hockey specific trade night during this. And that took place at like a small little bar in the back of a restaurant. They said everyone was super friendly.
Yeah.
A few trades were made, not insane amount, but whoever ran it covered everyone's meals, covered everyone's drinks, and they all just had a great time. They said it wasn't busy at all. It was just people that like hockey having fun
about hockey.
And,
wow.
and that's a great point, and reminds me, if you recall last year when I was at National, and I know you sometimes get a little FOMO on these.
Mhm.
If you remember, I called you
Mhm.
from wrestling trade night.
Yeah.
Yes.
And I had completely spaced this.
Yeah.
That was an incredible amount of fun. They rented out a little banquet hall. They had prizes in there and maybe 100 collectors who just liked wrestling. And it worked out really well. It was a ton of fun.
Yeah. Well, and think about like, if you want to,
It was put on by Gelman, so good job, Gelman.
Well, and if you want like whoever puts on the national, like if you want goodwill amongst the cities you go to, bring them business.
Yeah.
Say, let me work with you.
Yeah.
Let's set up a trade night for basketball 80s and 90s. You restaurant, we're going to do football 2000s.
Yeah.
You could spread that out and everyone could just have fun. And like the restaurants and bars would be so grateful for that customer.
Why
Like
not do this? Think of Comic-Con. I go to this Phenomicon thing up in Vernal where it's like a UFO centered thing.
Yeah,
But every time you have that, they have breakout sessions with a theme.
Yeah.
Yes.
And they're wildly successful.
different exhibit halls or conference rooms, whatever you have it, right?
And you literally don't have to cut anyone out. Just spread it out.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Like it doesn't have to be, we're only holding one trade night for hockey only. Sorry, everyone, pound sand. No, spread it around. Hotel lobbies.
Yeah.
Get partnerships with these people in the community. And I'm telling you, I think if the hobby responds the way I think they would, I think those cities would just be begging to have this conference back.
really cool.
Yeah.
So that's my thought on trade night.
Great point.
I wrote one other thing. Let me just pad for a second while I read what it was.
Yeah.
Guys, I think the show needs to be further diluted. Let's do this thing twice a year or 3 times a year. Don't water it down to a Marvel after Endgame era of the multiverse where every month something's coming out.
Yep.
But give it enough where you don't have 3 people deep at each table, because that's what I saw on Instagram. That's what I heard people talking about, that there's no room to operate. You got to wait in line 20 minutes to take a piss.
You need binoculars.
You
to see the
just
table.
need 1 or 2 more of those a year.
Yeah.
And you'll thin out the crowd a little bit, and I think people will have a better experience. And you know what? For show promoters, I have to imagine that they're still going to make the money that they want to make.
Oh, hell yeah.
That's a guess. I don't know their financials. That's a guess.
I would guess that they might make a bit more. Honestly, if you hold this thing twice a year, I think there are a number of people that are going twice a year. You hold this 3 times a year, there are a number of people going 3 times a year.
That's what Dallas Card Show has done.
Right.
Yeah, quarterly,
Exactly.
right?
Yes.
After seeing the Cleveland crowds, the lines to get in, you had to drive into the center.
Yeah.
You had to pay for parking. and looking that people were getting out of lifts half a mile away to walk to it because of how long the line was.
Ridiculous.
I will never go to Cleveland for a national.
No, that sounds like a terrible experience.
Well, let's get with the times.
Yeah.
What are we doing?
Can we stop that sentence a little earlier? I will never go to Cleveland.
So
I'm going to go to Cleveland and take old Danny boy here with me.
Oh, absolutely. Put it in that obnoxious, like clear card display case that guy was wearing in his backpack. Like
That was the most absurd piece of
absurd.
crap
Yeah.
I have ever seen in my life.
Wasn't it like a Jason Tatum too? It's
Yes.
like, go F yourself, Boston.
I would, you know what I would have done? I would have gotten on my hands and knees so
Yeah.
you could have pushed him and tripped back over me.
absolutely. 100%. I've got my umbrella policy for a reason, right?
That's really good.
Oh, that was the dumbest thing I've ever seen in my life.
You know, Little John here says in the chat, the hobby needs world-class event planners.
Yes, they do.
Why not?
Yeah.
There are tens, hundreds of thousands of people who roll through this event over the course of a weekend. It is massive. There is money in this. Everyone's paying, what,
100%.
20, 30 bucks a pop to get inside that door?
Yep.
Tell me that there isn't money to plan that out.
100%. Yeah.
Well, and evidently, like half the people bought VIP passes, so even more. You know, like
It's just,
I mean, are we in this era? This is the last point that I'll make. It reminds me of baseball purists who hate the way the game has changed simply because it's always been done that way.
yep.
And Tim, I know that I make a lot of baseball jokes, but honestly,
it's the
why
same
is it
mentality.
not being changed
Yeah.
when everyone complains about it every year?
Yeah.
But
Well,
people still want to go. They still want to meet with their friends. They still want to look at cards. Why not make it good?
Yeah. No, and to keep the baseball analogy going, baseball fought it and fought it and fought it. We have a pitch clock. It's the greatest thing that ever happened to the game.
I know.
Hands down.
Absolutely.
So
Watchable.
Yeah.
if
very
the National
watchable.
would take some of these suggestions, I promise that some good can come from it.
It wouldn't be hard.
Well, those are excellent. Those are excellent points,
That was
Chad.
weak sauce. You know that.
So for mine, I've got my top 10
Nice.
lessons learned.
Yeah.
Okay.
We're here for it.
Lesson 1. Don't go unless it's a destination city such as Chicago. Sorry, Cleveland. Not sorry, Atlantic City. You are so far
Oh.
away.
I've never been.
Atlantic-
I hear it's awful, though.
No, yeah, no, it's
There's-
not something you want to be
Awful.
at. Yeah, and if you have to take, well, to my next point.
Okay.
Yeah.
Lesson 2: don't go unless there's a direct flight.
Yes.
See Atlantic City. Lesson 3:
Layovers are not for me.
get the
Not
hell out
with
of here.
travel.
You remember the
across the
layovers you
distance
guys
there.
were looking at for getting to New Jersey? You had to like fly to Connecticut, then fly back to
Or you got to fly to
Oregon.
Philly and take a train
No.
for 2
That's
hours.
what it was.
Yeah.
Rent a car for 2.5 hours.
Yeah, seriously.
No
Uh,
thanks.
No.
No. Lesson 3: pack like you will be headed to a war zone and set expectations accordingly. Plan on survival over relaxation, and don't forget the eye black.
Oh, the eye black. That's a wrinkle. Yeah.
Lesson 4: bring foldable sitting chairs for sitting in 3-mile lines for trade night and to enter the show.
Yeah.
Not a bad idea.
They make those walking canes that actually fold out in a
Yes.
tripod seat. I think that would go really well.
I
if
saw
you
someone
sold
with that. The first national I went to.
Yeah.
Someone had that.
I might need one.
Fanatics, that's asking for your little F flag all over it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. What are you doing?
Sell those for $30 a pop. They'll sell it.
We know
hotcakes.
they love to
Yeah.
nickel and dime us too.
You'll
Yeah.
10x the hobby that way.
And then serial number them.
Yeah, exactly.
Parallels.
Yeah, here's the cold 101 chair.
Yeah.
Lesson 4: buy a portable fan or spray bottle. I'm thinking the kind that hangs around your neck.
Yeah.
Could you imagine a spray bottle just soaking everyone's cards?
It'd be amazing. And I'm talking the big boy.
You're just blasting it.
Like those Disney
all the other
ones.
cards behind. Just
Yeah, it'd be amazing. Lesson 6. I think we're at 6.
5.
I think you did 4 twice.
I did 4 twice. We're at lesson 6.
Okay.
Research how to turn off your sense of smell. Maybe contract the big C.
I don't think it nukes your sense of smell much anymore. Yeah.
I know. That's a bummer.
You need the mask with peppermint oil. Yeah.
Yeah, there you
smeared
go.
on.
There you go.
Yeah.
Lesson 7. Make sure you have $1 bills for the strip club, trade night, and break night.
I wouldn't know anything about that. Yeah. I don't think $1 goes very far anymore either.
Tim doesn't tip.
Lesson 8: pack a Wi-Fi hotspot and satellite phone.
Almost
for
sounded
reception.
like a pack a wife. I was like, that's
Not to the national.
No, definitely not to the
it's
national.
Definitely don't bring your wife. Yeah.
Lesson
Or
9:
partner.
have Tort Dan meet you with his vehicle for transportation purposes.
Yes, yes. Go get yourself a tort. I'm going to throw the little tort banner up on the bottom.
Yeah.
You guys go to goldbelly.com/restaurant/lithuanian-bakery/ That's what he finally sent me as a link after 17 times asking. Go get yourself a little tort.
I just want to send my condolences to Tort Dan. They had a bad storm, and he had to go through most of the day with 1 bar of 4G.
That's rough.
And
Rest in
lesson...
peace. Him and Heidi.
I wonder if they're next to each other.
They might be. Might be.
Lesson 10: only, and I mean only, go when you have a big group of friends that plan to go with you.
That's the only way to soften the blow, I think. Insulate yourself literally from.
That's the
all
only way you'll
chaos.
get me to one of
Yeah.
these bad boys.
Yeah.
Is when I hear a number of our listeners are going, because that's what I'm most jealous about. That was my biggest FOMO, was when you two went and got to hang out with the listeners, and you multiple times.
FOMO's real for this. It's real. Like watching, I was pretty jealous watching all these people, despite all the gripes that I had with this.
Yeah.
But I 100% agree. And I think for me that right now, that's the only reason for me to go.
Yeah, that's it for
to
me.
one of these.
That's it for me.
Yeah, because really, I mean, you can find 99% of the cards that are at the show, right? Like anywhere else online.
Eventually you'll see them.
Yeah.
Usually.
Right.
I mean, I get it. Some of the higher end cards, I mean, you got the, rare opportunity like Derrick Rose to try to chase down a PSA 10, Michael Jordan rookie card, of which there's only like 36. So yeah, he was actively looking. So I could see a venue or a national being interesting for some people that way.
Yeah.
Sure.
Seen and
Definitely.
be seen,
Definitely. Well, I think those are some good lessons.
Chicago next year. So let's bring this up now.
July.
It's hot. It's humid. Now, in our group chat today, Carter said that the facility got new air conditioning last year. I don't know if he was joking. I don't know how he knows that information.
Yeah.
If that's true, that's pretty big.
That was one of the biggest negatives, bar none,
Yeah.
from the trip last time.
You and I both struggled. Like we went in that heat and we were
Yeah.
wiped out
Yeah.
a day from it.
It's rough.
So what do you think, though?
Tim, can you fly up to Chicago and test it out for us?
Yeah.
I think a lot of people in our chat are
before.
talking about going next year.
I know.
It's such a good location. That's the problem.
That's
right?
the one that I want to go
Much better
to.
city.
We can fly directly into there.
Yep.
There's the hotels that at least connect.
Mhm.
They're not as close as they are in Dallas, but they connect.
Doesn't matter. You don't have to deal with like rideshare,
As long as they connect.
Yeah.
I don't care if it's a long ways because
Yeah.
we can do it.
2 days for me is all I need at these things.
Yeah, I don't need a week.
2 nights. 2 nights is
2
what I
nights.
need.
One day to soak it all in, two the second one to just actually kind of go for what you actually want.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
One night, 2 nights to hang out would be nice. So that would take you
Yeah.
to 3 days.
Are we
So-
going to go for it?
I think so.
I'm in.
It's where everyone's going to be.
I'm in.
Wow.
It's early enough. I can't back out. No, I'm going to go home and start planning it.
The only reason my shirt's not off is
Yeah.
because I just don't believe it.
Yeah. Wait till I get to the airport. That's when I want
Once
your
I
shirt
see
off.
it, oh yeah.
When we're going through TSA and I show up, that's when I want the shirt to come off.
So before we jump into the next question, this is a perfect comment from our YouTube comments here from Green_Stiller. Will Fanatics Fan Fest surpass the National by next year?
It might. It might. You were saying the hobby needs like one umbrella to like organize and do all this stuff. Fanatics seems to be the designated organization for that. I hope it doesn't. I hope it doesn't, but I worry it will.
It's coming up here in just a couple weeks. Let me pull up their webpage and show it to people
Yeah.
who are on here. We can kind of browse around, take a look at this.
Where's it at this year?
So I believe it's in New York City this year.
Oh,
Sounds
that
right.
could go bad. That could be good or go real bad.
I mean, I could see it for being a destination. I know
Right.
that they're getting big time celebrities there. As we
Yeah.
briefly look, it's at the Javits Center, which I'm not familiar with, a 3-day event from August 16th to the 18th. Boy, look at these names. Big boy names. Let me read the top few.
Whoa.
Tom Brady, Eli, and Peyton Manning, Kevin Durant, Anthony Edwards, Jalen Brunson. Boy, they're going to have to come
Cody
back from the
Rhodes.
Olympics pretty quick.
Yeah.
Cody Rhodes, Rhea Ripley, Hulk Hogan, Jeter, Ortiz, Sabathia. I mean, the list is massive here,
Oh my
guys.
God.
That's where a little bit extra money from Fanatics will do it. A nice celebrity, destination like New York
Look
City.
at this. And this is where Fanatics gets that edge a little bit. First look, the ultra rare Big Apple refractors are only available in Fanatics Fest New York City exclusive Topps Chrome boxes.
Oh man.
I mean, they're bringing it together.
It's very different than like the artificially generated national packs, right? Where
Yeah.
Right.
I think I would go to this, but I think I would approach it differently than Chicago. Meaning in Chicago, I'd be more prepared. I'd bring more of my cards for trade night and whatever. Here, I wouldn't bring many cards to New York. I would come as light as I could. I'd bring a couple cards for signatures or balls, like a baseball for signature. And that would be my focus. And then I'd buy stuff. I might buy the Topps Chrome, right? But I would not be looking to do any trading in New York. It just seems too difficult getting into cabs, getting out, taking the subway. I don't know.
Well, public transportation is pretty solid in New York once you know how to navigate.
Yeah.
The
If you can get close enough, I mean,
I just don't know that I want to
agree with
drag all that stuff with me is my point.
Yeah.
So they have this premium experience, and we can stop at any point on this. I think it's
this is
interesting,
great.
a good time to talk about it. Obviously, we didn't prepare for this, but we got the website right here.
Yeah.
So this is the premium experience, $1,400 for this. I was hoping they would give us some direct information here. Here we go. So this is premium gold single day experience. You get one all day access pass, premium lounge access, merchandise, and more. Doesn't really tell you a whole lot. One fast pass for autographs, similar to most comic cons or comic conventions that you'll see.
All right.
It looks like the lounges are really the big
Selling point.
tickets here. And those things go all the way up to $9,000 a day for the Michael Rubin Premium Lounge experience.
Ooh, Tim?
Can you razz for one of those?
Yeah.
You'd have to be able to afford one of these.
Fatal
Jeez.
four-way.
Could you imagine that? Okay, so look at this. Special guest appearance by Michael Rubin. You get VIP passes. You get $150 Fanatics gift card, 2024 Topps Chrome Jumbo box. You get a gift bag. You get some reserved seats on their main stage. Boy, that is not worth $9,000 to me.
So, not that it matters. Keep going. I think your screen share has frozen. We're not frozen, but that has not scrolled down for about 30 minutes.
Okay, fair enough. Let's stop.
Sorry.
No, thanks for telling me.
Yeah.
This sounds like an entirely different hobby experience. You probably can't even call it a hobby experience as far as I'm concerned. This takes like the Mint in Las Vegas to even a different level as far as wanting to just be there for the celebrity sightings and being in that atmosphere.
I'll be more cautious in my approach as I typically would and say, let me see. Let me see what they can do.
Yeah.
The ticket prices are only going to go up from $9,000. So
for the premium one, for sure. I mean, $50 for a single day pass, which is not terrible for New York.
No,
not
downright
at all.
cheap, actually.
And I'll be excited to see what people have to say about that.
Yeah.
If you go to this and you are a listener and you want to come on the show and tell us about it, please do. You got an open invitation. Reach out to us, Instagram, Pack to the Future podcast.
Yep. Just let us know you're going and we'll take care of the rest. All right, guys, it's time. It's the time of the show that I've been waiting for. Everything we've said up till now is meaningless and worthless. Hopefully you didn't spend 30 minutes listening to it and just fast forwarded to this part.
I didn't listen to it.
But do we want more music?
Oh, the dramatic music. I love that music. That's the
so
best
good.
music.
We'll get that on the loop.
Guys, our PSA sub is back.
Yes. Yeah.
Submitted June 13th, 2024. Value, which is 1980 to present service. It was completed July 26th. Less than 2 months.
That's incredible.
2 months. Yeah.
I had a projected time of coming back to us in September. It is August 1st, the day we're recording, but it was here waiting at the FedEx a couple days ago.
I didn't start grading until the pandemic hit, but I've never experienced a turnaround time this quick.
For economy level type grading services,
Right.
Definitely not. I mean, not since pre-pandemic, actually.
Right.
Maybe my junk box Luca. We might have expedited that one.
Yeah.
But
and it was possible once upon a time that Beckett, got your economy cars back within a month. I mean, that was amazing. And rest in peace.
You're my boa, B.
Rest in peace.
You're my boa. We submitted 12 total cards, guys. I think I did 5. Ricky did 4. Tim did 3.
Yep.
Tim forgot he submitted cards.
My favorite thing was when you split the cost in thirds. And I was like, yeah, Tim's going to pay for one of us.
Damn
because
right. Thank you, Tim. Okay, so Tim's going to screw this up. However,
He's starting by not being on mic. Why don't you pull that big phallic shaped
Big Johnson
thing?
right in my mouth. Right there.
okay, so here's what we have here on the YouTube, and this would be a very good time to watch the YouTube as that tries to buffer.
There we go.
We've got the three of us on screen. We've got the PSA package. I have placed the cards in order that we submitted them. I did not look at the grades.
Hell yeah.
Tim, underneath this top layer of bubble wrap, you can go ahead and reveal that.
Yep.
We do have some business cards covering the grade to add a little bit of drama. And I will
Yeah.
say that our first card is the 1989 Fleer Billy Ripken F face.
Yes.
This is
Hey,
Ricardo's.
this is a baseball classic. If you are a baseball fan and a card collector, you must have this card in your collection.
Oh, that thing is frozen.
Oh, no. It's coming. It's coming.
Looks good on StreamYard, so
Yeah, it does look good
Okay,
on here,
good,
just not on the
good,
TV.
good.
I think
Okay.
it'll be okay.
All right, here we go.
Well,
It's in a
did
slab.
you feel good about this card sending it in, or you were just
Yeah.
like, hey, I need to send this in? Did
Both. I don't look at cards nearly as carefully as you and Chad,
Oh.
if I'm being honest. But I'm hopeful for an 8 or a 9.
I thought you were going to send it in and just authenticate it, but
No, not that one.
PSA 9.
Yeah! Hey, there you go.
That's very solid.
I'll take it.
Very
I will take that.
nice.
PSA 9 all day.
And
There
a
you go.
recent thing
Congratulations. Yeah.
I think a recent thing Chad and I at least learned, FF error, I love that, is that there are about 50 versions of this card. Because they tried to white out, they tried to black
The
it out.
black,
Remember, we
yeah,
ran to a guy
yeah,
at trade
yeah.
night that had them all.
Yeah.
So yeah, hell yeah, I'm
Well
so
done.
happy with that.
That's
Thank you.
Quite the rainbow if you ever want to go after it, so to speak.
Exactly.
It's intense.
Yeah.
The next card up is Tim's 2023 Upper Deck Portraits. He ripped that here live on the show.
I did.
Yes.
And Ricky, who is this of?
Cooper Baboo.
Cooper Baboo.
I think he was on that latest episode of Receiver on Netflix.
Was he? I haven't checked it out yet. I'll have to check him out, dude.
No, I think this is a PSA 6, like all kidding aside.
Really?
I just wanted to send this in.
I don't
Please be
think so.
right. Please be right.
It's a 9.
Oh, what?
What is it?
It's a 10.
Yeah! Yes! All right, Timmy. Nice, man. Wow.
Oh, there's no fucking way. There's a bad edge on this, like all day.
Shh.
Oh, that was the second F. I'm sorry.
No. Don't tell people that. You're going to lose value.
All right,
That's
everybody watching
incredible.
online, like this is not a PSA 10. I will fully admit that, but it is now slabbed as a PSA 10.
Oh,
That's a
gorgeous.
PSA 10.
Wow,
Connor
man.
I like the red in
That's
the
fantastic.
I like the red in the background of the portrait.
Yeah.
It blends well with the red of the label of the PSA.
Who needs a PSA 10 Young Guns? This is much more distinctive.
That is amazing, dude.
Very nice.
Wow.
Well done.
Very nice.
All right.
People are not happy with the Wi-Fi here
Oh.
on the show. You guys can go screw yourselves.
Oh.
I'm going
Are
to
we
try
getting
and see if I can pull up the value of this.
I don't think it's worth much because it's not like one of the main.
You also
Rookie
thought it
cards.
was a 6.
Yeah, well,
What do you think it's worth?
$60. PSA 10.
I don't see any sold.
Yeah, because there's no
Ooh.
PSA 10s probably.
Get that listed.
Get it listed?
Unless you're going to keep it for
No,
your.
I need to keep this.
Are you going to keep it?
It's
I
gotta
guess he
be-
is a Blackhawk,
it's,
isn't he?
It's like that seed,
He's not keeping that,
seed
you know.
card for the new PC, right? Like
Yeah.
just like how you have to sprinkle a little yeast into you know
Uh-huh.
a lot of things that you bake, or you know.
What?
Uh, Well, Chad's still doing that. We got the next card, which also is something
Oh.
I recognize.
A 1997 Bowman's Best Michael Jordan.
Yeah.
Ooh.
This was again like another card that I just had sitting around. I picked up at Chicago last year, I believe,
Okay.
and it's just a fun card. You know,
Yeah.
it's not quite like a refractor, but it's got a bunch of cool foil.
Got almost
Bunch
a
of pretty
color,
colors.
color wheel look to it.
It- Absolutely. So
What do you think?
PSA 6.
I swear to God, if it's another 10, I'm going to punch him in the face.
PSA 5.
Yes! Yes!
Oh, go off yourself.
PSA 5. Oh, it's too bad that we didn't do Express because then we could have seen the greater notes.
Oh my
Oh,
god.
That's where they
yeah.
start is at
Well, I mean
Express
that
level.
sucks though because it's centered right. Like the corners were actually pretty good.
You should crack it and send it in again. Let's keep this saga
This will be
going.
an experiment.
Yes. Let's see this bad boy.
Must have missed like a pinhole or something. But
Oh man,
Say
it is a
what you-
pretty card.
Let's see if turning this down does the screen any justice here. Gonna play around with that.
Yeah,
PSA
man,
5, huh?
That's tough.
that's rough.
That
that's
is
okay.
rough.
I think they probably just mixed up the slips for the Bedard.
They're like, whoops, whoops a do.
Well, that is definitely not a 10. I can tell you.
Well, I know it's not a 10. I mean, it's in a slab now. So that's actually probably better suited for a binder. So
These corners are fine.
yeah.
Maybe
They
Back
must have a
centering's great.
major surface issue.
Yeah.
Well, I'll give it a soak. Maybe not in some Dewars, but you know.
like it. I like it. Up next, 2012 Panini Prism Demaryius Thomas Green.
Hmm.
I bought this at Overtime Cards right after I got the Peyton Manning.
Yeah.
And I think there was some surface issues on the front. I would guess an 8 or a 9. If we got lucky, it's a 10.
Okay. Fingers crossed.
PSA 9.
All right, yeah, fair enough.
Solid.
Fair enough.
Solid.
Fair enough.
Solid.
I love the orange jersey with the green.
Yeah.
For whatever reason, it does it for me.
Yeah.
Halloween.
Yeah, it's a little Halloweeny.
Yeah.
It's a little
So I like that.
opposite ends of the color wheel.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
Thanks, sir.
Yeah.
That is nice.
Boy, that PSA slab's got a nice old scratch on it. Thanks,
Oh,
PSA.
no.
Several scratches. Thanks,
I
PSA.
think those buff out. You know?
Tim knows a guy.
Yep.
You know a guy.
Yeah, I think his name's Kurt.
All right, guys. Next up, we have 3 straight Shaquille O'Neal first day issues from 93-94 Stadium Club.
Legit Shack Attack
Ooh.
right here.
Mm-hmm.
What are we thinking of?
I
these?
was hoping these could all be from an 8 to a 10. I thought they all had some potential, but I know these
That's the
older
range.
90s cards, they all have the possibility of being a 5.
Mm.
What do we got, Timmy?
I'll go 8 on this one, but we'll see. PSA 8.
Oh, that's solid. 8 is solid.
8 is solid.
But, you know, in all reality, that looks better than an 8. I just know that
I thought so.
older cards, they're going to be like super harsh on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Especially with the black edges for most of the photo.
Yeah.
And I think
couldn't see
that.
any edge issues on that one, if I recall, though.
Yeah.
But that's okay. I mean, it is what it is.
Crack and
That's
resubmit.
tough.
Add that to the pile.
Yes.
That
Let's
is
make that $20 card become a $40
$40.
card.
that is a pretty card though.
We've got another Shaquille O'Neal. Thanks, sir.
Uh-huh.
This one, I believe, is frequent flyer.
All right.
Mhm.
I thought honestly when you first read that and you said I have 3 Shacks, I thought it was 3 of the same card. You said-
That
No,
would've
no,
been
there's
fun.
3 in that set. Yeah.
I love it.
All right. Where do they go? PSA 9.
All right.
All right, fair enough. A little bit better.
Yeah.
That card's rather loose in that slab.
So I got one scratch
undercut.
slab and one loose one.
Yeah.
PSA, thank you.
And then one PSA 8.
And a PSA 8.
Hey, still have y'all beat with that 5.
Now, Tim, when I put these cards together,
Yeah.
I was a little concerned.
Why?
Is the next card a Shaquille O'Neal?
No, it's not. Oh, you're saying this is out of order.
I'm saying that I may have a problem with one of my Shaquille O'Neals.
Oh no. You know what that means?
Oh, it's
Questionable authentic.
no, as in like
Size,
missing.
Oh, missing? Didn't come back from PSA?
TBD.
Oh my
TBD.
God.
Oh,
That's even worse.
that's a wrinkle because I was like, yeah, this is one of my cards.
Oh,
Next up,
Oh,
Deep breath.
2018 Select Phenomenon, Baker Mayfield Prism. Why did he submit it? No one knows.
comeback player of the year. Go after yourself. Come on.
Hey, man. I like watching Baker. I
gonna-
really do.
I'm gonna draft him in fantasy this year just to spite you.
And I will say this as a quick aside.
Yeah.
Let's take a quick note to build up the suspense here.
Yeah.
We all know I like Select Phenomenon.
You do.
Uh-huh.
I really got into it Donovan Mitchell's rookie year.
You did.
Ricky purposefully screwed me so I couldn't get the Donovan Mitchell 101 because he didn't want me to spend the money.
Yeah.
Did you notice
Uh,
out of the last 763 messages on our group chat,
Yeah.
Ricky has responded once?
that's a pretty.
And
low
do you
hit rate.
know when it was? We can't say the card name because we should let this person
yeah.
have that moment.
It was in response to yeah.
And the timing was impeccable.
Yeah, it was.
Within 2 minutes of that card ending at auction, here comes Ricky.
Yeah.
Oh, the
Oh.
price is driving up.
Because
I still never forgive you for screwing me out on that Donovan Mitchell.
I was going to write into the group chat a couple more times, but I was like, I can't miss this. I was on the edge of my seat, riveted. Again, to our point in the last segment, make these auctions live at the card show. I'll watch every single
Ricky's
one.
so much
tackling
more drama.
people, flashing people, getting them distracted.
Absolutely.
So I do like Select Phenomenon, so I apologize for
Look how
teasing
shiny
that.
that card is. Come on.
I know. I can.
Come on.
Right in my eye.
I'm going to be like the eye doctor at jazz games, throwing my ball up in the air to distract
That's
people.
you. That's you.
Yeah, this was
Hopefully a 10.
PSA 10.
Yeah, there we go.
What the hell,
Nice,
Tim?
man.
I still got it.
Nice.
Yeah. All right. See,
You're acting like a real collector.
I know.
That card's already sold, my man.
No, that card's gone the second he has like a 4 touchdown, 6
yeah.
interception game. Yeah.
That's
awesome, man.
That is a gorgeous
I love those
card.
phenomenons. They do look good. I had a Mahomes and a Lamar Jackson of this year
Really?
and submitted them and sold them. Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah.
You were wondering
I love
why
it,
I
man.
submitted it. It was one of the only cards in that ridiculous pile of like forgotten cards that was in good condition.
So our stream on this camera is just horrible. So I'm actually going
Is
to
it?
take it off. We're just going to go back to the three of us.
Okay.
Okay.
And then we'll just show it up to
Yeah.
the camera
Okay.
for the people. We're here for the people.
All right.
All right. So Tim, you're on the
Audible.
big screen, my man.
Yep.
So when the card comes up, just right here into the camera.
I'm still doing the slow reveal.
Yeah.
Phenomenon.
Okay.
Do,
This will
do,
be a little
best
tricky.
you- the best you can.
Phenomenon.
Ooh, this is a big
what do we
boy.
got? Okay, so hold on. We have 2022 Bowman University Chrome Prospects. Cam Rising, red.
Number
this is
to
Ricky's
5.
card. Come on, baby. Be a 10. Oh, it's autographed too. Be a 10. Yes! 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 Yes, man. Congrats.
Thank you.
Yes!
This is the card I was most excited
That's awesome.
about.
Yes!
Thank
Yes.
you. Most excited about.
Oh, man. Great card.
And while I was most
Dude.
excited, I forgot that I'd submitted
it's
this.
beautiful.
Yeah.
I thought I lost the card. I was
It's
losing my mind.
beautiful.
You pulled a Chad like
I
you
pulled
can
a
find it here.
complete Chad.
Wow.
Oh, the red on the red.
The red uniform, the red
Okay.
refractor, the auto.
And the
Oh,
nice
I
PSA
perfect.
10.
I
Yeah.
need to get a Logan Paul chain
That is so
for
good.
every home Utah game. Are you kidding me?
And it's numbered to 5. That is
Oh, dude,
fantastic,
yeah.
my man.
That's going
Congratulations.
Thank you.
right over your right nipple for every
Dude,
game.
100% chance I
Congratulations.
sleep with this one, Chad.
Oh, that is
100%
great.
chance this one sleeps with
Oh,
me
that's
tonight.
so
Yeah.
good, man. I love that we both now have a player that like we have a significant
Yes.
card of going
Yes.
into the year. That
Mhm.
makes it fun.
And I love that we are collecting the same player. 'Cause
Yes.
We don't line up a whole lot. None of us do.
No.
So that's so fun.
Oh, that's awesome.
We need to get matching Logan Paul chains.
We do.
They hang around.
You cover the left nip, I cover the right.
Yes.
We joined at the hip.
Oh man.
That's great, man.
Hell yes.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
That's a cool card.
Thank
And
you.
Ricky,
very
we're coming right back at you.
much. Ooh.
Don Russ Optic downtown.
Okay, this one had to be the most nervous
Very, very.
How come?
because
very-
it had
yeah.
the huge eraser mark on it.
That's right.
Oh,
And I think I'm going to get dinged pretty good. I'm guessing 7 on this one.
oh, look at the shine on that card. That is a good looking card.
Beautiful.
Perfect.
It's going to be a
10.
7, maybe a 6.
No, give him a 9 or a 10. Give him a 10. Come on, let's go.
They did.
Give him a 10. Do it.
What?
What is it?
9!
Nice. There
Yes!
you go. Nice, man. It was just a little bit blurry there on the screen. That's nice.
And a huge,
That's really nice.
a huge thank you to my good friend Tim. I won't say for what, but
Here, let me
thank
switch
you.
that out.
Oh,
No,
yeah, sorry. I could hold it up.
For a card like that, that's going to stay in your PC. Like a PSA 9. Is just
Exactly.
an awesome
Stay
grade.
there. Stay on that one.
We'll get there.
There we go. There we go.
Yeah.
Very
Oh man, and
nice.
this will never leave my collection.
That's-
I might be buried with this card.
That's fantastic, man.
That's a better grade than either of us expected on that.
Oh
one.
yes,
So,
yes. I am so ecstatic. Oh man.
makes me wonder.
did you look at it, or-
Because there was a, like it's like one of those maybe print lines, maybe smudged, printing errors, but like
So he blessed it.
I just
Tim
looked
blessing.
at it.
Yeah.
I only looked at it.
You don't know. Tim's only bad luck for himself. All his good luck leaves his body. So if he touches your card,
I like it.
guaranteed to be a 10 or a 9.
Okay, so up next is
The last one.
an authentic. There should be 2.
I should have one more too.
The first authentic should be a flawless dual patches Peyton Manning John Elway gold.
Yeah.
And it's in a slab, so
That
that's
it
got to
is.
be a good thing.
That is a good thing.
All right, let's do it.
was hoping just to keep this authenticated. It's numbered to 10. Those patches are beautiful. They're game worn of my 2 favorite guys. Show me an authentic, baby.
Yeah!
Oh, yeah.
That's beautiful.
Protected. I like it.
And something about authentic
I like
just makes it feel like more game
I like
used.
it.
You know what I
Yes.
mean?
Yeah.
Like a little more substantial than just game use.
And it pops a bit.
That's-
Yeah, I like it.
That's beautiful, dude.
Isn't that sad though? You know that like patch card, even from the game worn era of patches and relics now, like it's questionable, right? If it is actually game used,
Yeah.
or questionable if it is authentic because of all the patch swapping. I mean,
Yeah. I try not to think about that.
but
So we should have one more. The last one is a 2009 SP game use, 3-star swatches, and I'm worried.
why are you worried?
Because he's missing a goddamn card.
Oh,
Unless it's below it at the bottom with a.
there's something at the
There's
bottom of the
something in
box.
cardboard.
So that might be it. Would you rather have it back in cardboard right now?
This is your card, bro.
Oh, this is mine in cardboard?
This is your LeBron.
No!
Oscar
No!
They're
Pull
really-
out that card.
Pull it up.
There should be 2 cards in there.
There's
Damn
2
it.
cards. There's 2 card savers.
Damn it.
This is where I wish we had the Express so it could tell us why.
Do we resubmit them as Express? Just these 2?
Let's take a look. Let's see what. Maybe it's a miscut. I suspect because my Shack should be in there.
Okay.
My guess is
one
the
at a
Shack
time.
should be a miscut
Well, one of them says "Do not holder."
because so that would be questionable authentic then.
That's the 3-star swatches card.
What?
Take it out. Let's see it.
Okay.
And they already did one card for me.
No,
It's an ugly label.
Oh, that's killer.
Why though?
that's what. Because it's not like the patches are multiple colors. It's not like they're a patch, right? They're
No, but they are
they're
colored.
jersey.
They are colored. But the other ones were colored too.
Does
I
it say
wonder-
anything else on there?
No.
What's the
Minimum
what's the
size
code?
requirement. Minimum size requirement right
Oh.
here.
Interesting.
What the hell? Screw you,
So that's
PSA.
one you just got to keep in a mag and be like, hey.
You can't slab it as authentic. Ugh, I guess authentic. Fine.
Does that mean it's been trimmed?
Well,
we went through
we
this
did
with
this.
one of my cards. Right?
I had one, a Michael Jordan card that had it too. You might have as well. And
It can be
I
2
think you
separate
said-
things.
Could be cut small by the factory,
mhm.
Right.
or
Which
it could be that
happens.
someone trimmed it.
No, because then they would say altered.
Ah, okay,
Yeah.
Okay.
okay,
That's too bad.
that sucks.
Do you think if I sent that in again, there's a chance that someone could? It could
I
slip
did
by?
that one time. Remember with the Jordan? Oh, actually, I think I did it last year. That it got a 6, and I'm like, this card's
Yeah.
not a 6. I cracked it out, resubmitted, it got a 9.
Yeah.
Same exact
I
card.
think I might resubmit this. I'll think about it.
I find
I've got
it hard-
2 of them.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll resubmit the other one.
I find it hard to believe that a thick stock card like that, which is what, like a 100 point at
Yeah.
least, that was miscut.
We should put it up
Undersized.
to the centering tool and just make sure it fits perfectly in there, and that we're
Great
not
idea.
missing something obvious.
Great idea. Let's do it. Well, I'll take what I've got so far. This has been a good
Yeah.
night.
So what's the deal with the Shack then?
It says do not holder as well.
Does it say anything different? Minimum size
Top-
or
Min size requirement. Yeah.
And again, it's the older
What
cards.
the world?
Yeah, I'm trying to think. Mine was.
Oh, it's got a freshly dinged corner.
Oh, good.
I'll blow them.
Thanks, PSA. Well, we won't submit this one anyway.
Damn.
Huh. Well, there you have it. Kind of ends on a bummer of a note there.
Seems to be what we do with these reveals, huh?
But hey,
Maybe you need to like open the boxes upside down, right? Get the crap out of the way, right? Because that's where they shove it.
I saw the cardboard,
Yeah.
and I didn't know what direction to go with, whether it should be first or last.
Yeah.
And
No.
I was like, let's just throw it in last. But
Yeah. No.
this is
Fair.
enjoyable.
The
now.
problem is that Tim's so nice and quiet. If it was either of us where Tim is sitting right now, we'd be catching shit nonstop. Tim's just too nice. That's why this seems like a downer. It's not a downer. Tim just needs to throw our face in the dirt.
So, guys, we all got something nice. Tim, you
We
got
did.
the Connor. That's a 10. Ricky, your Cam Rising 10 is just
That's
incredible.
that's awesome.
And actually, if there's a loser here, it's me. Couple of 9s and 8.
An 8 solid.
But I got
nothing.
the authentic. I mean, the authentic is what I expected, and that's fine. So
Yeah.
I'm happy to get it back.
Yep.
These seem like the newer PSA slabs too, because they're not like totally flush on the back, so they got the little extra ridge. So I think they're the nicer PSA slabs,
And a little more clear as well.
a little more clear.
Maybe.
Yeah.
But why is that one card of yours loose in the slab then? You know,
I don't know.
If anything, if that should have been in like a min size requirement type thing, right?
Yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know.
Hmm.
Well, let us know what you think. What have you guys been submitting recently?
Yes.
And how have you done on your grades? We'd love to hear from you, either here in the YouTube comments, leave us a comment below. Even if you're not watching it live, we'll go back and comment on those puppies. Or on the Instagram.
It's not your fault. It really isn't. And you and I are trying to fight through it, but
It's a banner. But, that's the way the life of cards go.
it is.
Absolutely.
It really is. It's not that big of a deal.
And if we truly mean that we're here just trying to get these things for PC,
Yeah.
at the end of the day,
We'll
it's
get
okay.
Exactly.
That's right.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I think we're used to the last couple times that we've done this, honestly.
Yeah.
We submitted a big chunk of cards where, honestly, our plans were to sell a bunch of them.
Yep.
And so the PSA 10 was really at a higher value, and I think some of that still carries over.
Yes.
Your
Definitely.
Cam Rising, I think, is the coolest damn card. Your Connor Bedard too, and I
Yeah.
love it for both you guys.
No. And
Thank
you
you.
have some sick cards as well. I love the authentic
Oh, yeah,
patches.
yeah. Yep, it works out well.
I love your green and orange.
Happy with it.
Yeah. No, we're good.
I think submitting with no expectations of flipping, right? It does make it more fun, right? Like,
Yes.
so what that I got a PSA 5. You laugh about it and you're like,
Yes.
whatever. So,
Exactly.
Because then
Yeah.
you don't go home with that disappointment of like,
Yeah.
oh gosh, it's almost like losing in gambling. And I think that's why I
Yes.
don't gamble a ton. No, honestly, like
That's
when
fair.
I do FanDuel or DraftKings,
Yeah.
when I lose those, I do get down a little bit.
Yeah.
And it got me to the point last year. I'm like, I got to stop doing this because NFL Sundays are my favorite
they're supposed to be fun.
like season of the
Yeah.
year is to be able to do
Yes.
that. And when I have that poor outcome, it kind of puts a damper on it. It's like, okay, I got to look at what I'm doing here and why I don't like it. And part of that is the same thing here with the slabs.
Yes. Completely agree. Well, before we head out, do we want to talk about our next show?
Yes. So guys, Saturday, and we're actually going to do this one. I know we talked about the last show last time that we didn't do it.
Yeah.
So the coming Saturday that this podcast will drop, which is August 3rd.
Yes.
And for Brian Brown, that's August 3rd. We will be doing a live at trade night
Yeah.
at Overtime Cards.
So excited.
5 p.m. Mountain Time, 7 p.m. We will try and get the YouTube going.
Okay,
I
I
think
was
if
just
we
gonna
can
ask.
reach out to them perhaps tomorrow, make sure that we have access to their Wi-Fi.
Okay.
Then we can do YouTube live as well.
Yes.
And Ricky's got a whole host of things for us to talk about, which I think are great topics for being at a trade night. We'll try and grab some people
Yeah.
there and see what they're collecting and trading. And maybe, just maybe, if we get people who are trying to trade some stuff and people at home have it, maybe we can facilitate a little something.
Ooh, can you imagine if we got some trades going over the internet? That'd be
Cool.
amazing.
Carter's going to have to keep his shirt on. I think there's kids in this one.
Yeah. Got to keep it to a family show this time.
I'll have him send me the private feed
There you
for
go.
the shirtless.
Tim's got something. He's got the look.
I'm just saying you guys should be proud of me. It's 21-17 Bears over the Texans right now in the Hall of Fame game.
I
Who do you
completely
have?
Forgot about
No, I
that.
didn't bet on it.
Really?
Yeah. I wanted to stay focused on the show as much as possible.
I don't believe
I don't believe that part.
I don't. I don't.
I
believe
tried
it.
so hard.
Who do you have?
No, nobody.
Wow.
I'm impressed.
We'll
Less
also
than
talk
50
about
days.
Tim's recent. Sorry, what's that?
Less than 50 days till the wedding. So.
Very nice.
I'm
Yeah.
impressed.
In a nice transition on Saturday, we'll also be recapping Tim's solo trip to Wendover.
Yes, I forgot. I'm putting it down. I'm putting it down right here.
Hashtag less than 50 days.
You just had to bring that back up. Yeah.
You said less than 50 days. You said it. You said it.
So next Saturday, the day you're hearing this, if you're downloading the podcast, August 3rd, 5 p.m. Mountain,
Yes.
or somewhere around there is where you can expect us to hop on. 5:50 between 5
that's
and
a good pad.
5:15,
That's a good
Dan.
pad.
Just wait till 6.
All right. Well, follow our social media at Pack to the Future Podcast. We're going to post it on there as we know more. But we're looking forward to seeing y'all there. All right, guys. Well, it's been another fun show for Chad and Tim. This is Ricky, the do not slab minimum size requirement, wishing all of you a one of one night.
I would never slap you, man.
Well, what I learned is we need to submit more cards. That was so much fun.
That is fun.
My week is, I'm going to be in a good mood for the next week.
That Cam Rising is a really nice card, man.
Yes, thank you. I am going to be staring at it quite a bit. And did you hear me when I said to Tim, I thought I lost the card?
Yeah.
I forgot what cards I submitted,
Yeah.
and I couldn't find it. And I was like you at the card shop last trade night.
Yeah, that's a bad feeling.
And actually went to listen to our old show to confirm what I submitted. Oh,
That's fun.
hey, did you hear about that thing, that story about Dan?
Yep. Hi,
Sons of
Dan.
bitches.
All right, guys. You guys got anything for post-show YouTube?
I don't. Do they have questions for us?
I don't think we've had many questions on this one. Let me see.
That's all right.
The Fanatics question was a really good one.
That was an excellent question.
That was really good.
That spurned on a 15-minute conversation.
Yeah, it really did. No, guys, I think we're in good shape.
Okay.
I think we're in good shape.
Well, we're going to bed. We'll see you in 2 days.
Like it, subscribe it. We'll see you again.